Alright, I'm going to make a quick little video. This is going to be just kind of the basics of sporterized rifles and how you can get into collecting, pretty nice military rifles without having to spend a ton of money. The K98 is a perfect example. The German Mauser, just about any Mausers actually, they've all gone up in value, particularly the German ones have gone skyrocketing. And it's really hard to get a hold of a decent one without paying, almost $1,000 for one. And there are still ways to get around that, though. This is a perfect example. I picked this one up just a couple of days ago, and it is a sporterized rifle. But anybody, walking by one has noticed, it's a Mauser, but it's sporterized, and probably wouldn't pay much more attention than that to it. But this actually is very, very nice, and I'd say, to me, it would be a very collectible rifle. The stock is cut down, which is pretty obvious. Stock used to go a lot further than that. It used to be an upper handguard, front barrel band, a bunch of other stuff. But so some of the things are missing, but the rifle is a complete rifle. More importantly, and pretty much the main reason why I got this rifle, is that it is a numbers matching rifle. You can see this stamping at 0180, 0180, 0180. It might be almost impossible to see that one, but it does say 0180. On the side of the receiver, it's 50180. The last four digits being what they stamped on all the other parts. And on the magazine floor plate, which it might be hard to see, there is a 50180. The stock has, the Nazi marking on it, so it is an original military stock, which is pretty obvious to tell. And I took the gun apart. The stock has a stamping. Most Mausers do have the stamping on the inside, right under the barrel, on the wood part of the stock, with the serial number of the four digits, usually like 0180, and this one does have that, so this is wearing its original stock. So to find a Mauser with its original bolt and all its original parts really is kind of a rarity now, which is part of the reason why they bring such a high price. But this is, that's one of the main reasons why I picked this rifle up. That, and it does not have any import marks. A lot of them were, marked under the barrel or on the side of the barrel. This one doesn't have any import marks. It's actually got the Nazi eagle stamping up there. It's got a very good bore on it. Finish is reasonable. It's not bad. My other Mauser that I have has actually got, almost no finish on it, so this one is much better as far as finish goes. It's got 0180 on the sights too, so it was most likely a vet bring back. And it just depends. You can only speculate as to whether it was or not. But it most likely was, because it wasn't import marked, and it wasn't tampered with besides the stock. I mean, I can get a replacement stock, which I plan on doing, to get it back in the original military configuration. It doesn't bother me if the stock is not matching. This one is the original stock, so obviously I'm never going to find an original stock for it, but I will find a correct military stock and throw that on there and restore it back to its original condition. But like I said, one cheap way to get yourself into a decent German Mauser is give those sporterized rifles a second look. I mean, if they got their sights still intact, especially if they have matching parts, it might just be worth picking up, as this one was. So, if you guys want to get yourself a German Mauser, don't want to spend, almost $1,000 for one, definitely look into this. Now, finding a decent stock for one, that's getting harder to do. Once again, it's, the nice ones are bought up, or they're commanding huge prices. And, depending on what kind of markings are on them, they can also go way up in value from there. So that's going to be kind of tricky to do, but if you go to enough gun shows, I tend to do that a lot, so I'll probably be able to pick one up relatively easily. The internet tends to be, yeah, it tends to be hard to find anything good on the internet. You're only looking at pictures, and the prices tend to be very, very high because there's a lot more people out there, you know, looking on the internet than there is at the local gun show. So they can pretty much ask for just about anything. But just wanted to throw an update video out there. I haven't done it in quite a while. I got more videos coming, but it'll still be a while yet. Finally digging out of the snow up here in Wisconsin, so I'll be able to get back out and shoot a lot. I got a lot more guns to shoot, a lot more stuff that I haven't put out there yet, and hopefully I'll be making better videos as the time goes and as I learn more ways of editing, and got a better quality camera, so things are going to be a lot better. And I won't try not to drag any of these videos out any longer, which I kind of already am. So yeah, so get yourself a, or I guess look at the Sporterized rifles. Give them a second look. There's lots of parts out there for these rifles. It's not extremely hard to restore these back into original condition. And like I said, if it's almost completely original into its military configuration, but a few things, you might have one heck of a deal on your hands, and you might be letting it go. So give them a second look. And this one I will hopefully do a video on relatively soon when I find a stock for it, and show you the finished product.